Hello, this is Catcomb1 here, and welcome back to more Mindblood Genesis, Duma Boards Project number 8. A shout to both Big Ol' Billy and SuperCupcakeTactics for leaving a comment on my first video already of the first 2 levels. Much appreciated. Today we will be playing Map 3, the Blood Zone, which is the first level in this wide by SuperCupcakeTactics himself, and in fact the first SuperCupcakeTactics map I believe that I have played. I know he has a level in Rico that predates this one, but I haven't played it. It's the Blood Zone, yup. There will be more blood. Alpha texture blood. And we still got the vines and the loosely but not quite Shores of Hell thematic. And some nice alpha text. Oh! Those vines, you can just walk right through them. I don't know if this music is a remix of Barrels of Fun or if it's the music that Bob Prince apparently used for inspiration to make the Barrels of Fun music. Okay, that moving light is also an alpha texture. Oh, almost killed the Tail Knight with the barrels. One pump shotgun blast short of it. $187 monsters is actually not that many compared to a couple other SuperCupcakeTactics maps I've seen. Not to say that that means it's an inferior map or anything of the sort, I'm just saying. I haven't done a lot of Rico on my channel and none at all for 2 years, but if I was to go back to it, I'd probably pretty much just be taking a look at E3M9, which I really like the idea of, and the guest maps, because I think those are definitely the standouts. Of course, I mentioned that since I mentioned there was some earlier work from Cuppy in there, which is what Big Ol' Billy likes to call SuperCupcakeTactics. Man, I could use a chain gun from the chain gun now. Chainsaw is better than nothing, but it only— Whoa! Ah! That was just awful timing. And where did I even save myself? Okay, note to self, those barrels are really flimsy. Either that or with just a shotgun or got a really good hit on them and blew it up. I could use to go heal anyways to pick up more supplies. That was a nasty pelt, as Steve D, another one of my friends, would call it. Still getting vibes of mostly Shores of Hell with some alpha stuff and a bit of its own thing mixed in. Very good combination, I think. And some Doom 2 textures as well. Oh, I don't have time to melee if it's gonna just give me more monsters. Why do I keep running out of ammo for my weapons? This thing's gonna be holding my hand until I finally find a chain gun or that I can pick off a chain gun from. I'd seen a chain gun though, but I had no ammo to fight it well with. Come on, punch. Really, I was that close to dying already? See what I can punch out here. Having the invisibility makes it a little easier to do some punch work. Poor Marine. Be able to punch this combo out. Well, you do not want to. Oh, I know you. I see you sneaking behind me with that teleporter. And those tomatoes out. Rising in the numbers. Oh! Finally found the chain gun, a loose one. More monster teleports behind for crossfires. I know this WAD uses alpha textures, and Nicholas Monty and Serious Mood have used them a lot. I can't think of that many other authors. But I do enjoy the WADs using alpha textures. Oh, get to pick up my rocket launcher in some non-damaging water. This WAD's unique though, that it's not really alpha themed, it just uses some alpha textures to enhance the Shores of Hellish theme. Along with some Doom 2 textures, and I think that floor texture looks like just a custom texture, but maybe it's an alpha texture I haven't seen before. Would actually be happy if this wasn't the only Dumo board project that had alpha textures in it as far as I know. But it needs to be a pretty specific theme for the alpha texture to work. Okay, door's stuck and the yellow key is stuck behind it. That barrel did a good number. All in all, having a very positive impression for the first level I've played from the auto. Yup, I can get the yellow key and the jam door open. Very nice fire shadow too. But those eyes are looking at me and they repopulated the room. Evil eyes long before the Dumo project that now officially has evil eyes in them. What are you, 150 masters? Plays reasonably fast. You got to jump to that door. But I got the nice meaty mega armor waiting inside there for me. Which of course is not coming to me, is not coming completely free, but there's also the red key with a whole bunch of meat. I better work on destroying the nearby barrels before they blow up at an inopportune time. That invisibility definitely helped me with some of those masters being hit scans. Another texture I see over here that I didn't know was either new or I didn't know was in the alpha pack. Of course, I think some of these are beta textures as well, which I see used even less than the alpha textures. So I may actually recognize beta textures less well than I recognize alpha textures. Okay, I'm guessing this at this point it looks like it's probably just a find all three keys in any order non-linear level, and I'm gonna need them all back to back. Oh well, in fact I don't need to guess that, because if I look behind those vines I can see a marker indicating I'm gonna need a yellow and a red key in addition to the blue key. Nice little sandbags from Cupcake here. Oh, could have had that as an earlier rocket launcher, perhaps. Okay, I don't see an area a large area in the map that I haven't explored yet. But I do hear monsters around. I think I already picked up a key in this area. Or I might not have. I think this area might have needed to flee from before I actually picked the key. Flee so fast? Yup, I was so fast to flee that I missed the key. Which leaves me with all three keys and just 6 monsters to go. I like how you have to jump to that door. Some might call it a little too unintuitive. I think it's pretty clear by the way the aesthetic is laid out that you can make that jump. Very nice interconnected level. Almost like some Shores of Hell levels. Yup. Need the yellow key. And last but not least, need the red key. And into the fire will be the exit with all the kills. That was the blood zone. There was definitely enough blood once again, not damaging, and a very solid positive impression I have from the first Super Cupcake Tactics map I've played. Next up we've got the Magic Circle, which is another big old Billy map that looks like a much shorter one, so let's try to get it in as well. It was kind of apparent now that I think about it from map 2, but at this point, at least at this point in his authorial career, Big Ol' Billy was getting some inspiration from going down, one of his favorite mega wads and also one of my favorites that I've played. I have a playthrough of it on my channel, albeit not with live commentary. Time permitting, I'm thinking about revisiting a particular level after I finish this one. Yeah, this type of arena with going down was harder than this, but this type of arena with open arena with a lot of action in it shows up a lot in going down. Of course, it still fitted to the loosely episode 2 texture theme to some extent. I think Super Cupcake Tactics really nailed that down to the wall. Really, the Revenant Fireball was chased me around in the whole circle. Must have literally gone around in a full circle when I wasn't noticing it. One aside to get some ammo. Revenant Fireball catches me. I ain't dead though. Okay, I don't want to get trolled by some imp or Keiko demon like I've been in a couple levels recently in other wads. I mean, that Revenant Fireball doing the full circle on me was a real troll as it was. But yeah, I was saying, I think Super Cupcake Tactics really hit the nail in the wall with the theme for Map 3 here for Blood Zone here, in my opinion. And Big Ol' Billy's Map 2 was quite a close one to matching it as well. If not matching it. It looks like the other Big Ol' Billy maps in the WAD, like this one, are a little bit smaller affairs, although certainly a lot of fun. Most going down maps were a little smaller and certainly a lot of fun. Shorter does not mean less fun. This TNT track, I can think of plenty of levels in Going Down that would fit, but Moldy used all his own music. This area might even resemble Graveyard a little better than Map 1 did, or at least about as close as Map 1 is. Not sure seeing some of these areas when it was right when this mod was released would have exactly put a smile on my face. That really only applies to this area in Map 1 at all, though. And this area is suitably different from Map 1, that it doesn't feel like it's a rehash of it. Oh, still can't get to that blue key. Those custom files for the keys are neat. I don't know exactly what those came. Are those what the keys look like in the alpha or the beta, perhaps? Yep, each switch moves those stairs ever higher. Yep, and this kind of thing is pretty reusing an arena space. That's pretty quintessential Going Down, although perhaps not tailored to be as brutal as Going Down is, which is probably about at home in the Doomer Boards project, because Going Down's a pretty tough one, gets to be a pretty tough wide. Yeah, so now that I know to look for Moldy influences, it's clear as day in this level. And that ain't a bad thing at all, because a good Mega Wad is a good wad to take influence from. But I can trace hints of influence back to Map 1 and Map 2 as well. Oh, still 2 monsters left, so I'm not sure it's just a straight exit switch. Is it? Oh, nothing too bad, just a Revenant and the Lost Soul. And that was the magic circle. It was certainly a short map, but not any less fun, and a good map. And if Big Ol' Billy was really going to nail the Going Down style here, I think he did it well. And talking about Going Down, yes, I do want to throw in that bonus map from Going Down that I just feel like showing again. It's my favorite level in the first episode of Going Down. Like one is just a. This might be the first level that I think of right away when I think of Going Down, at least in the numerical sequence. Other than Map 1 probably. Because probably I also think about the crawl space right away, Map 3, because that was a pretty tough one. But this is definitely my favorite map among the first, say, 10 10 or so, probably. Map 5 Time Warp. And yes, when I recorded, this is a re-recording now with live commentary. I'm not blind, but there's one thing about this level that I found to be incredibly remarkable and almost single-handedly makes it my favorite of the first bunch of going down levels. Okay, so there's an armor on the pillow there. And you flip that switch and it only lowers it halfway. You flip the switch again and it lowers it all the way. And picking it up doesn't trigger any trap at all. Picking the armor up doesn't trigger any trap at all, and that switch is available right from the beginning. So you might wonder why Moldy even put the armor on a pillow that you have to flip the switch not once but twice to lower. Well, you'll find out a little bit later. This one certainly took me some time when I was blind, but it's the work of a genius, if I was to say so myself. I love this puzzle. So I am going to trigger the pillow raising back up to the ceiling. Now notice also the yellow key is actually behind the yellow door. So we obviously can't get it that way. And there's a secret area here that will give us our super shotgun. I think it took me a while to find that secret area in my blind run. And, oh yeah, and I remember that the chain gunner from behind got me good the other time too. I forgot about it. And that's which will enable us to take the teleport in the center of this room. Oh, for those not familiar with going down, in almost every level the exit is immediately behind the beginning, but you have to have a key to activate it. And you might notice, as soon as we take this teleporter, you're probably thinking wormhole. And yes, this is a wormhole inspired level, only it does it about 500 times better. And Big Ol' Billy himself made a couple wormhole inspired levels, one of which I played already, and the other one in which I certainly do plan on playing. So yes, we've all got, we mostly had zombies in the, and shotgunners in the first area, but we got all sorts of hellspawn in this. It's like, basically like we've taken a warp forward in time and hell has invaded this bit, our base. And you can go back to the teleport on into the base anytime you want. Now notice this switch lowers the lift, and this switch raises it back up. Well, I'm gonna lower. Notice also there's a supercharge there, which I need badly. In fact, I wish I could at least show it off for a moment without getting hit. Well, except I forgot to. Yeah, I kind of spoiled the surprise a little bit. There's a supercharge there. So when you first enter the other dimension, presumably this lift is going to be in its raised position because you had to flip this switch to reveal the teleport. And there's a supercharge there. Now notice, there's no switch here. We can't lower that wall. It's all broken and destroyed, basically. I finally made it around without taking a Revenant rocket. But we can decide to leave this lift lowered instead of raising it back up. And whatever you do in one dimension carries forward into the other. And that is what I find to be the genius in this level. Is that the two paths actually interact with one another. I shouldn't have left myself with only 1% health. I really got to grab that supercharge and find a way to get out without taking so many Revenant hits. Oh, and I need to remember to leave that in the right position. Let me save after I leave that in the right position. Bring the Revenants a little further away from the supercharge and then find a way to dodge any rocket they throw my way. Then go grab the supercharge and do my typical circle strafe. Letting myself save at 1% health wasn't exactly the brightest idea. As I warned in my last video, going down is tough and it doesn't take a long time to get tough. Oh. Why did the Lost Soul have to choose to charge me again? In fact, I remember that the more hellish invaded part of the wormhole in this level, which is what I'm in right now, is one of the hardest areas in the beginning portion of the WOD, and it's certainly living up to that memory. I think Moldy has a little failing here. This door is closed here. So why is it open there? I'm guessing it's because I did find the secret. This secret. And flip the panel that opened the door. But the door doesn't stay open. I think to be perfectly accurate, Moldy should have had the door stay open. Let me check something. Even the best authors can make a small little mistake from time to time that I didn't notice in my first run. I just want to see what happens if I don't open the doors here. Yes, the door's still closed if I haven't opened it here. So I believe the only, excuse me for looking this up, but I believe the only mistake Baldy made is that this door, once I open it up, should stay open. Or maybe not. Maybe those aren't connected. Okay, maybe that door doesn't work. Most of this level works cross-dimensionally, as I've already shown. Like, I raise that lift back up, it's blocking my way. I leave it in the lowered position, and I was able to grab the supercharge through the hole in the wall that the demons poked. Okay, this switch is not broken in this dimension. I have to remember, this side of the level is relentless, matching the difficulty of some later going down levels. Now, of course, we haven't run into any area that they actually got stuck on in this map yet. And yes, our elevator is completely destroyed here. So in other words, this is a future that we don't want to be in. Everything's destroyed and the demons have invaded. And yes, we have another yellow key that's behind the yellow key door. Yeah, Moldy pulling no punches here. Almost always a crossfire or something else dangerous about it. Oh, but this area, I believe, is only open, this secret is only open if you find the secret in the tech dimension, which I did. And the switch doesn't work anymore, but we have an invulnerability sphere. See, let me see if I can show this. Since I don't have a chance to close it. But with IDDQD, I can get there in no time flat. See, notice I can't get that invulnerability sphere. But if I go back into the tech dimension and find this secret, and this area pops open where I can flip the switch, now I can get the invulnerability sphere. So in some cases you can only operate a wall or a machine or a door or a lift or anything of that like in one dimension, but it affects its state in the other dimension. And that's key as to the puzzle of this level. Why is there always a lost soul behind me, even if I kill the lost soul that was behind me? I think probably a few snuck outside and they're charging back in at me. Yes, going down will kill you and kill you and kill you if you don't play carefully, and I'm not exactly playing carefully. So both yellow keys are behind the yellow key door, but the demons have broken a path that can take us through our elevator and across to the room that had, and across behind the yellow key door. But how do we get to that path? Well, if you remember, this panel here had a switch in the other dimension, and specifically it was a switch that controlled the pillar that the armor was on. So it's a top height here, which meant it was a top height in the other spot. So let's try lowering it down all the way. And until this point, when I was playing blind, I didn't know that the two dimensions interacted with one another. And it's lowered down all the way here now too, but the mechanic to raise it is completely broken. And that, my friend, is why there's a position for it to stop in the middle. Because the solution is to actually have it lower only halfway, and then use the interaction with the apocalyptic dimension that this half lowered pillar will serve as a connecting point where you can now see how I'll get to the yellow key, but I'm gonna grab the invulnerability first and hopefully prevent yet another death. So yeah, you go across the edges of the elevator and you enter the flooded yellow key room. And there's all sorts of hellspawn that we can deal with comfortably for a while. A while not being long enough. At least at this speed. So I'm gonna try and race it. That Keiko Demon's not a primary concern. A primary concern is these chain gunners and all the trash on the floor here. Where are the chain gunners? I still kill chain gunners. Well, another thing I can do... Uh-oh. I can't take my teleport back once I've grabbed the yellow key, however. Yeah. Eat a rocket at point blank, not good. Oh, wall one, ha. Oh, and now that switch isn't out of order though, so I can escape. But of course the chain gunner's on this dimension too, but not too bad to take care of. And with the yellow key, we're all overrun by chain gunners, but once I kill them all, which shouldn't be hard to do with my rocket, do you see how much harder this level is than even Big Old Billy's relatively difficult level? That's the end of the level. My favorite level of the first block of going down levels on the end of what I'll record in this video. But it's a fun level to revisit despite the fact that it owned me over and over and over and over and over again. So, if you enjoyed this video, my videos in general, please feel free and welcome to leave comments. I always appreciate them. And if you have a request, feel free to leave it. I do take them. There should be a subscribe link in the video in the description, and also a link to some other playlists I've been working on in the description. So this is Carcon 1, and I'll be back in my next video.